This is the National Weather Service in Blacksburg with a weather briefing recorded on Friday, July 8th at about 8:30 a.m. There's a slight risk for severe weather across much of the National Weather Service Blacksburg forecast area today, with a marginal risk across portions of the Virginia South Side and much of North Carolina. As a reminder, a slight risk for severe storms means that scattered severe thunderstorms are possible, but they are likely to be short-lived and or not widespread, with isolated intense storms possible. Our primary concern today is the reports of strong winds and isolated wind damage. As you can see from the Storm Prediction Center outlook, there is not much of a threat today in the way of tornadoes or hail. It is the damaging winds that we are most concerned about today, along with the potential for some localized flooding. If we look at how we expect this to evolve today, during the afternoon hours, we may see some scattered thunderstorms develop across the western part of the forecast area and expand east, and any of those storms may produce some localized wind damage. But then we need to keep our eye on a cluster of thunderstorms developing in Kentucky that will move into far southwest Virginia and northwest North Carolina during the late evening and even into the early overnight hours before diminishing during the pre-dawn hours on Saturday. Notice that the southwest portion of Virginia and the high country of northwest North Carolina looks to be the area that experiences multiple rounds of storms today. So if there is a threat for some localized flooding, it would be in this region in the far southwest part of our forecast area. As you can see, the Weather Prediction Center does have that slight risk of excessive rain reaching our far southwest portion of the forecast area. Precipitation amounts averaged over an area will be close to or over an inch in, again, the far southwest parts of our area, but any of those localized heavier storms will produce higher amounts. Another concern we have today is with the very warm temperatures and heat. Today will be one of the warmest days we've seen of the year, with the heat index values today reaching near or exceeding 100 degrees across portions of the Virginia and North Carolina Piedmonts. So please take it easy if you're outside today. Stay hydrated, take breaks, and stay in the shade as often as possible. If you can, stay indoors and check on the elderly and those without air conditioning. And please, please, please never leave kids or pets unattended. Look before you lock. So to summarize what we are expecting today, potentially 2 rounds of showers and thunderstorms, one during the early to mid-afternoon hours and into the early evening as that expands east, and then a second wave of thunderstorms, especially in the west, late evening and early overnight tonight. The primary hazards will be those localized damaging winds, as well as some localized flooding, especially again in the high country of northwest North Carolina and far southwest Virginia. A few trees or power lines could be blown down with under the stronger storms this afternoon and this evening. And if those thunderstorms happen to train over areas where there are urban areas or poor drainage areas, we may see a few roads covered in water again in the southwest part of our area. Our confidence is low on the timing of these storms, but moderate for the impacts. We feel pretty good that winds will be the primary threat today. We encourage you to keep updated on this storm by monitoring our website listed below at weather.gov/Blacksburg or the social media links provided. Thank you very much for your time and have a good weekend.